They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
12. 39.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Smith, his first carry, and he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Mika Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's going to look deep down. He's got it at the 15. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Right. Get up. Left.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Gun. Get up. White. 11. Left.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On the keeper, here's Ryan. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Ryan keeps it on the sneak. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And this one caught by Cameron Brate. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. On play action. They'll throw. And Josh Hill has it. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Josh Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball. And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Right, 11.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Hey,
Now Ryan. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a 3rd and still about 12 to go.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
11. Hey, gun. Gun. Wait.
Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he goes down, but not before getting the this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, wait. 11. Hey, South. 25
On second down, here's Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Falcons on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points. I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside, he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This complete to Lockett. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Melange. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He hits Baldwin right side. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Get up! Hey. Left! 54, south! Got two! 21! Look out! Let it go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Antonio Brown, as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 12 seconds of the half now, as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw now on the final play. He gets it to Baldwin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And just shedding him off there. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left side. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now back to throw. Complete. He finds Blake. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop the throw, and this one's incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They'll look to throw here. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Detroit!
This is Marshall. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Gun!
They'll look to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back now here on EA Sports. Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. The Falcons on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Gun! Left!
Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, now, look at 56.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On the toss, here's Balaj. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So the failure to convert no doubt really hurts. But this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a 1st down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Let's go. 12.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
21.
Freeman again. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Here's Ryan. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Huge article in their local paper this morning saying how the 4 interceptions last week led them to that victory. Here they haven't been able to come up with one, and they're losing. Probably not a coincidence.
I don't think so at all. I think you're spot on, but maybe they put a little extra pressure on themselves because the 4 interceptions last week, victory. Right now, no interceptions in this game. Had a chance for one, missed it, and they're losing. Probably feeling the pressure right now.
Hey, Tuesday, 21.
The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's got Rome. Still fighting. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 33 and a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Ryan wants to throw it. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Hey. Gun. 22.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Ryan to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Yeah. 21!
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the